All right, so this week we're going to be putting the fun in functions. We're just going to talk about how to make them, what to do with them. So the assignment this week, I want you to make a script that'll ask the user to choose an option between 1 and 3. Once they make that choice, it'll run whatever function you have for that option. So the first one is going to be called tribbles. This one you're going to ask how many bars of gold pressed latinum do you have? And the calculation is 5,000 Federation credits per gold pressed latinum bar. And the tribbles cost 1,000 credits, and then you're going to essentially just calculate how many tribbles the person can buy. And that'll be your first function. Pretty simple. We've done mathematics before, so. The second one is going to be a little more difficult. I want you to use modulus and determine whether the number is odd or even. So take a number from the user, and then use modulus, which is the percent sign. So essentially, user input modulus 2. If the output is 0, then it's an even number. If the output is 1, then it's an odd number. Pretty simple. Then the third function will just be an exit. It'll print thanks for playing, and then it'll break the while or the for or while loop. You probably want to do a while loop, which we'll talk about as well, since we haven't really covered decision structures in detail yet. But I'll give you that part, and then we'll go over. I think next week we're doing decision structures. It'll print thanks for playing, and then it'll break the while, and then it'll close. So, if you think of it in chunks, it's really not too terribly difficult. But if you look at it as a whole, it can be a little bit daunting. But don't worry. So what is a function?
Mathematical problem.
In mathematics it is, but what are we in right now?
Oh, we're in programming.
There you go. So what is a function? Specifically Python. Yeah, it's just a bit of code that you can reuse. So in this example in our drawing game, rather than, each time the person presses down, we have to type this out. Essentially, we can just reuse it over and over. So say you're doing a math, say you're doing you want a person to do 10 different calculations, and you want to print the results. Well, rather than printing the results of A plus B is equal to total, you can just define total and then add them together and then put in just essentially the print statement that you want and then whatever else information you want to bit. So just think of it as this reusable code. If you're going to use something multiple times, it's best just to make a function. So let's do just that. So let's define the function print me. And there we're going to put total. There we go. So in this, I just essentially, every time I call it, I want it to do the sum of A and B is so what does that statement mean? What is that statement doing?
It's giving the total A and B added together.
Yeah, it's just saying, it's printing out the sum of A and B is blank, and then put the total there. That's it. That's all it does. So say this is some complex calculation that we're doing. Let's play pretend for a little bit. That's a big long equation that I'm having the user put in and work with, and I just want to print it. So we'll do print me. And we run it. There you go. Prints out what we told it to. This is a very basic example, obviously. But anytime we just want to print the sum of A and B, we can just do the print me. And we can expand upon it if say we want to do subtraction. We can say, we can if we can make a decision structure if user selects addition, then variable variable B or we'll call it variable equation equals plus, and then we can put that right here, the total of A and then comma whatever that variable is. So it'll essentially do it for us, so we don't have to worry about coding so much. That's all functions are. You can pass functions. You can pass the total, like whatever the function. If it gives something, you can return it. So whatever it puts out, it returns whatever. Super useful for very long repetitive scripts. And then I looked it up. The global and local, which makes sense. So local, say we do something in here. Let's do. Let's say function. We'll just say function Q. So what do you think this is going to do? So it's going to print. It's going to print what we initially did. It's going to do the 4 plus 6. What's this line going to do?
Zero.
Yeah, because it can't pass what's in here. It can't pass this outside of this function. So when we run it, oh crap, I made a mistake because I tabbed. Well, because it tabbed it for me, which is really frustrating. There. That's a local variable. It lives only inside. It exists only inside. But what we do to it only exists inside that function. Oops, Control C, whatever. What if we do? Why not? Obey me. I think that's right. These are not super good today. We had a meeting at work. Okay. So now this should, if I remember correctly, still not do it because we're not actually returning it to anything. So in order to do that, we need to call this global. Oh wait, okay, yeah. We have to declare it. We can't do that on the same line. So then now we can say function q equals 0. Still doing that. So it's not actually passing it outside. Oh crap. Seem to have forgotten how to do that. Any ideas on how to do what I'm trying to do? I sure don't remember.
What is function Q again?
We're setting it to 0, and inside of this, we're actually doing something with it.
Alright, so the term function Q is something you made up?
Yeah, it's just a variable.
I'm trying to memorize this thing.
Yeah, no. If it's not highlighted in blue, it's not a built-in function.
Gotcha.
Hmm. Okay, that returns it as total. Maybe that's what it does. Do for return. It's a little different than PHP. You don't have to write this down. I'm just trying to remember. I don't think this is going to work now. It hasn't been defined. Okay, let's scrap that. I will go over that Thursday. Because I don't remember how to do that. Which is not necessary on this week's assignment, so. So let's do it. Let's do a nice example that this book has. Can I show you guys a little bit better example than the one I made? So this is a program that will do some geometry equations for you. So if you guys ever have issues with that, you can use this for you. Need like a book holder. Anyway, so we're gonna make choices. We're gonna call this They chose to do it this way because that's what they're called. They use all their functions are capital. Pretty sure they actually define the functions. Or they just use it for their own. They actually use snake, yeah, all capital in snake case. But their functions are lowercase. Their variables are all lowercase. So it'll just be easier. Yeah. Not the way I do it, but since it's not mine, I'll just do it the way they do it. What's this asking?
Asking for
It's alright. What's not asking anything? What is this? What does this statement mean?
giving you the measurements of the shapes.
Well, this right, just particularly this line right here, yeah. So as long as the variable choice doesn't equal quit choice, which is 5, you could also just put while choice does not equal 5, but so as long as it does not equal 5, we're going to display the menu function that we haven't defined yet. Freaking, they must just have like auto dollars at lunch for whoever that was. Apparently my credit card is an important. My credit card account is fine, but I could be saving money. Press 1 to speak to a representative.
Oh, it's fun when you get those calls and you don't have a credit card.
Or student loans. Man. Talk about that. I don't have those yet.
I just look at it this way. I'm not very nice to them.
Usually I get machines. Like
I just cuss them out and hang up on them.
just hang up on them.
You're a scam.
Take me off your list.
Well, they actually left a voicemail. Oh, this must have been an auto dialer. Okay. So now we're going to start looking for the user input. So we're going to say choice equal to integer. Thank you. I know what an integer is. Input. That's one thing I do know. I chose to do two quotations here and just one above. That's weird. Radius. Tick. I need to import some stuff. Once you guys do that, I need to import some stuff. I hope these are what version of Python is this? Sure hope it's 3. We'll just assume that it's 3. Hope. Okay, so let's import some stuff real quick. So I'm just importing circle and rectangle, which is what we'll use here in just a moment.
Does exclamation point equal sign mean?
Not
Does not
not equal, yeah. While choice does not equal quick choice or 5. This will all make sense once we run it. Don't worry. Assuming it runs. My luck, circle and rectangle are not going to be importable things. That's when you guys will come in. You guys have taken math recently. You can tell me what the equation for circumference and area is, and we'll just hand jam it in with math.
Something with pi.
2 pi squared, radius squared times pi times radius squared, something like that. 2 times
R squared.
pi r. What's it?
That's 2 pi r.
2 pi r.
Pi r squared is for area.
So,
Yeah. It's been a minute. Okay. Let's go back over here. Need to do the radius thing again. Let's see. I made a boo boo. Let's do. Whoops. Shit. Need to copy this one. Put that right there. There we go. Can't forget about asking the user for the radius. What's it?
what is E?
Else if.
That's what?
Else if. It's like a more definitive rather than else, because else is anything. Else if it's this, then it ignore the rest of the stuff essentially. So it saves a little bit of memory. Because it won't do, so like if it hits an elif, it won't do the stuff after it.
Okay.
It won't look for it. It's my understanding. What was the other one? Area rectangle.
What does it lift mean?
Else if.
Oh, else.
Why is that doing that? There it is. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so put our radius statement in there. Well, I guess we know we want to do a radius.
See one in an area.
So we're gonna call this width. Width. We're just going to copy this line again because we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to be talking about length. You guys got it so far?
I think possible to know a little bit.
Yeah. Stay with me, guys. You can do it. This is a much more in-depth than what you guys need to do, but the first part you guys can use, like the while choice equals. You can actually ask the user. I mean, this is essentially the framework for your assignment. Is why I'm giving it to you.
So the assignment basically having the user input, how many bars of Billfrost Platinum they have.
Yeah, if they
do, how many
triples
they can buy.
Yeah. Instead of area, circle, choice, or this, it'll be tribbles. Whatever the other one I said was, or exit. So you'll just have 3. So it'll be a little bit shorter than this, but essentially you can use everything here to make your program. Sound good? Let me know when everyone's caught up. If you're using Notepad++, bear in mind that it needs to kind of look like it does on the left, because you have to, for some reason it auto tabs it for you, and if you use tabs and spaces, which I think I can change that, probably should, rather than using tabs for new lines, use spaces. I assume I can change that, so I don't have to keep going back and deleting the tabs they put in. You guys did pretty good work on the Tribble or on the Turtle program. A couple of y'all were a little lazy. A couple of y'all were pretty creative. I liked it. Someone said I was pretty lazy. You shouldn't admit that.
After class, I was going to ask you a question on the end of my code on mine.
One or two of you submitted me a .py. Don't do that. I'm not gonna grade it. So send email if you did that and I emailed you. Email me your screenshots. Otherwise,
Go ahead and take that out.
I'm just gonna give you a 0.
Take the L.
So just email me your damn screenshots.
I couldn't figure out how to.
Tired of asking you guys. It's you can draw a part of a circle. That's what I
tried building a snowman, but it ended up becoming like a
octagon man.
yeah.
You can actually just build circles. There's a circle function in it.
Variation right there where it's actually
Yeah, don't forget your parentheses, guys. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I had a lot of really cool ones. You guys did pretty good. Someone did a really cool spire graph. Was it Corey? Did you do that? It was like real big, like crazy.
Well, there's another version.
Oh yeah,
of the show.
it looks like Melon Bread from Gunstar Heroes. You guys ever play Gunstar Heroes? It's an old Sega Genesis game. One of the bosses was this floating eyes and a big mouth that had like little cones for teeth, and it didn't do anything. Like it wasn't a very good boss. It was a lot of fun. You guys ever play Cuphead?
Oh yeah.
The dice game is from Gunstar Heroes,
Oh, it is.
and the Green Tracer is from Gunstar Heroes.
That's what-
It's very, very like they drew heavily from that game. So if you want to play the original Cuphead, Gunstar Heroes,
Is it painful?
it's pretty rough. It's not as bad.
Okay, it's like Cuphead.
Although if you run out of lives twice, it's game over. You have to start at the beginning, like all over. So it's pretty cool. Everyone caught up?
Yeah.
I'll leave it up on the board once the class is over with. So okay. Now we're gonna do our last choice. Lift. This is the fourth one. Perimeter. Change this. I would have to Google it because I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's fine. I'll bear. So, choice is perimeter rectangle. We're just going to copy this right here again, these two lines. Copy and paste width and length under this. Good, it actually copied it. Wait a minute, we didn't actually do the calculations for the last one. Oh, that's fine, we'll go back. We'll do this one first. You guys understand what rectangle dot perimeter is, what that's calling? It's calling a function within the rectangle import rectangle library of how to do perimeter, which with these two variables, which is width and length. Similar to square root, math.square root. It's just calling in something that's already pre-built. So we don't have to put in a bunch of calculations. Because why work harder when you can just work smarter? And then let's go back and I see the same thing, but for the rectangle area, which I'm assuming is rectangle dot area. It is.
I was wondering the difference, why the difference between the the quotation and the apostrophe. If I
I
were next one,
wondered about that too.
I don't know why they chose to do it that way. In PHP, certain regexes require that you do parentheses versus quotations, or not parentheses, single quotes versus double quotes. If you're using a function, if you're using a variable with regex search, you have to use double quote.
So it's pretty much just the same thing.
Probably. If we're doing regex, we'll probably use quotation marks when we get to regular expressions. But I'm not real sure how Python acts. I haven't done that stuff in Python, but I imagine it's fairly similar. Because that part's really just regex. It's not really Python. We're actually using regular expressions. And I will also put this file up on in the content as well, so you guys can troubleshoot your own stuff instead of sending me 10 billion questions. I'm a kind God. I am a kind God. Good old Xerxes. Okay. So I will just assume that everyone is caught up. You guessed it, the last one we're going to do is quit. Those passive-aggressive ellipses. So if a person puts in 6, they'll get the invalid entry. Please try again.
Idiot.
Yeah. Dot, dot, dot.
Rude.
Yeah, try harder next time, bro.
So if you screw it up, go back.
Yeah.
So someone's happening to you bad necessary.
You were the weakest link. You got dysentery. That'd be a horrible way to die. I can think of a lot of better, more exciting ways to go than pooping yourself to death. But I won't go into. It's a bit macabre for a classroom setting.
So as long as you go out kicking and screaming covered in someone else's blood, it's good.
A warrior's death.
Totally.
It's one way. That's one reason I like the orcs in World of Warcraft. You know, if they die on the battlefield, that's the best. That's the best way to go, no matter what. Same with like, I mean, they're very like Klingon and Japanese influenced.
I hate orcs every fort usually. Yeah, they're always like you.
It's funny. It's funny like what World of Warcraft uses, like a lot of this stuff's Tolkien and H.P. Lovecraft. But like a lot of like the people like obviously the Tauren are Native Americans. For those of you who have played, I mean, very clearly they're Native Americans.
I was touring my first play.
Yeah. The trolls are like Haitian/Jamaican people. You know, believe in the spirit, the Loa.
I think the
Voodoo and all
accent
that.
gave away on that.
Yeah, that one's pretty obvious. And then the orcs are very Japanese, very Bushido. You know, only real way to die is a warrior's death. The goblin, I don't know. I'm not gonna think of what they are. I have a guess, but
I've got to honestly say I have no idea. So I've never played World of Warcraft because I always looked at that as basically the next addiction after Evercrack.
it's fun. I'm starting to get bored of it. All my friends ran a mythic last night without me. I was like 5 minutes. Well, I was like 10 minutes. I was like 50 minutes late. I was like 50 minutes late. And they just went without me. And I was like, well, that's cool, guys. It's cool that you guys did that without me.
Get on counting.
No way. At least with World of Warcraft, I have like a bunch of characters with a lot of gold, so I don't have to do anything. Okay, so now we're going to build our excuse me, now we're going to build our menu function. Don't fall. Let's tell the person reading this what we're doing. Oops. No, that's right. Doesn't look right. I'm gonna have to go back and re-space all these. That's right, because I did that one. Ah, there we go. Okay, assuming I haven't made any errors and circle and rectangle is still a function within Python, this should work. Do you think it's going to work on the first try? What do you think?
Nope.
Never works. If it works on the first try, you should be suspicious that it's not doing what you thought it's supposed to be doing. Oh, because I didn't put a colon on it. Whoever chose that I would screw up something, you were right. Did not use inconsistent tabs and spaces.
Think we should just stick with tabs.
I think you should do whatever you want to do. Just make sure you always do it the same. I always do 4 spaces because that's just how I was born. So I got to go back and fix everything. Why did that one have an error? Expected an indentation block. Because does this say within? No, we've closed that one. Oh, never. It's yeah. Okay, it's up here. What?
Mine did that too, and I think it was actually wanting like on line 14. I think it's wanting the while to be backed up and not indented.
It needs to be O. It needs to be indented from. So I need to go add 4 spaces to in everything. Huzzah! One of the reasons I don't like Python.
Oh my gosh. So, for the tab
If you tab, you can just tab everything over.
That's good.
Bet it is.
So,
21. Did I have too many or something?
Is the one that backed up.
It shouldn't. It should be because it's within the while loop. Oh, because choice is not. No module name circle. Outstanding.
I'm still showing invalid syntax on LinkedIn. I misspelled something.
Let's see. Let's see if there's a. Awesome. Well, that's how it would. That's how it would work if this had import circle.
how to draw a circle in turn.
Maybe it's included in the math. Ugh. That's obnoxious.
Good job.
So I'm sure you could probably download the circle and rectangle libraries, but these computers don't have it. So let's just fix it.
So you have to go with the math thing.
Yeah. So we're gonna import math. Yay. Ugh. That's painful. That's really that'll work because we called it radius. So. That makes sense what I did there. That is the equation for area.
So just left everything the same, just put that in.
Yeah, just left everything the same. We're just changing because this part right here was the calculations, but since that's borked because it doesn't have it. Wait, that's circumference. It's fine. I can just copy and paste it down. That's area.
You got to put in all of them.
Just that one. I have to find. I forgot how to do area. Find the area. Area of a circle. Math times pi math dot pi times radius. There's an easier way to do that. You can just do 2 times and put that in parentheses because it'll do the parentheses first. But we'll just do it this way. I'm not feeling real adventurous.
So you just multiply it again by 3.
Yeah, math times pi times math dot pi times radius. Then anyone remember the area of a rectangle? Is it just
Do not do it for the circumference choice either.
no? It's just 2 times. Yeah, that's what it said. That's what we're gonna go with. If their math is wrong, then it's their fault.
Hey, it came up.
Radius, okay. To find area rectangle Python.
Or width times.
Yeah, width times height. That's easy.
Should we put length in there so we actually type in length on its height?
Yeah. I mean, we can just do this. What a dumb function that just does that. Perimeter. Right. Perimeter equals 2 times. Okay, so for this, we're gonna do 2 times plus length. Make sense? Like I said, yours will be much easier than this, but I just want to give you guys this as a gift to help you guys this next time, because it can be a little daunting for some. And I want you guys to be dauntless. Stupid movie. What?
On line 33, does there need to be another set of parentheses to enclose the 2?
I don't think there has to be. It would look nicer. But it'll just do what's in the middle, and then it'll do whatever's attached to it on the outside. Should, at least. Let's see if it runs now. Hey, look at that. What was that one? Perimeter? Let's try perimeter. There you go. We do 8. Get that nice. There you go. We did it, guys. Yay. We're winners. So this is essentially your assignment. You just got to change the guts of it. Make sure you keep it working and submit it. You make an A. Easy. From here on out, I will be starting to grade you on style. So make it, comment it. Comments are going to be worth 10%. Using good variables will be 10%. So start making it look nice. Because I can just be giving hundreds to people who don't put any sort of comments or anything. Because these are going to get a little more complicated from here on out. So comment, use good variable names, and you'll make 100. If you don't comment, you make a 90. Stuff like that. Make sense?
Like,
So-
like
The pound sign. Yeah.
basically like pseudocode.
Yeah. Well, you just say what this part does. Like in mine.
Okay.
Like in mine, this part performs the selected functions. You don't have to comment every single line. Like if you use good variable names like length, width, stuff like that, it kind of comments itself. But do use comments and do make it look nice by using stuff like like prompting people to enter something. Like enter the width, enter the length, stuff like that. That makes it usable for people that aren't programmers or who have no idea what the code actually does.
You said
So-
this will be on the content page tonight?
Yes. It will be on the content page here in just a few minutes. So that is it. I'm going to shut off the recording. Any questions?